Breaking news. The Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, is about to shake up the benefits landscape in the UK with an aggressive new policy that could impact millions of claimants. If you're receiving universal credit or other income-related benefits and have more than £6,000 in savings, you better start paying attention. The DWP has announced it will actively monitor claimants' bank accounts as part of its latest crackdown on fraud and overpayments. This is no idle threat. These changes, coupled with sweeping new powers, mean the stakes for claimants have never been higher. Here's the bottom line. If your savings fall anywhere between £6,000 and £16,000, you'll face closer scrutiny. And if you exceed £16,000, you could lose your benefits entirely. These aren't hypothetical scenarios. The government is moving full speed ahead to enforce these rules. Claimants who think they can slip under the radar are in for a rude awakening because bank account checks will no longer be passive or sporadic. The DWP is rolling out a proactive system to ensure every penny of taxpayer money is accounted for, and they're arming themselves with the legislative tools to make it happen. The fraud, error, and debt bill currently making its way through Parliament is a game-changer. It's designed to give the DWP unprecedented authority to recover overpaid benefits, investigate discrepancies, and even impose extreme penalties like suspending driving licenses for the worst offenders. Think it's all talk? Think again. The government has made it clear they're done playing games with those who try to cheat the system. Liz Kendall, Secretary of State for Work and Pensions, has stated in no uncertain terms that this crackdown isn't just about recovering money, it's about fairness. According to Kendall, the government is committed to ensuring that support is reserved for those who genuinely need it and that fraudsters are eliminated from the system. But let's get real about what this means for ordinary claimants who might not even realize they're at risk. Under current universal credit rules, you're allowed to have up to £6,000 in savings without it affecting your benefits. Anything above that triggers deductions. For every £250 you have over the threshold, the DWP assumes you're earning £4.35 a month in income from those savings. That's a reduction of £1 per week in your benefits for every £250, or part of £250, over the limit. It might seem small, but these deductions add up quickly, especially for those who are just barely over the threshold. And if you hit £16,000, you can kiss your benefits goodbye entirely. The changes aren't limited to universal credit. Housing benefits, income-related employment and support allowance, ESA, job seekers allowance, and income support all follow similar rules. The message is loud and clear. If you're not reporting savings accurately, you're playing with fire. And with the DWP's new powers to directly access bank account data, the days of hoping your savings won't be noticed are over. Claimants who fail to report changes in their financial situation will not only face deductions but could also be forced to repay overpayments and, in some cases, face legal consequences. This isn't just about fraudsters. Honest claimants could easily find themselves caught up in this dragnet. Imagine selling a car, receiving an inheritance, or getting a financial gift from a family member. If those funds push you over the £6,000 limit and you don't report it, you're in violation of the rules. The DWP has made it clear that ignorance won't be an excuse. Automated checks and data sharing agreements with financial institutions mean that discrepancies will be flagged quickly. The government is digitizing and tightening control over the benefit system, and claimants need to adapt, or face the consequences. The new measures are already raising concerns among advocacy groups and claimants alike. While the government insists there are safeguards in place to protect vulnerable individuals from being unfairly targeted, the reality is that mistakes happen. Administrative errors, miscommunication, and a lack of understanding about the rules could leave honest people facing deductions, repayment demands, or worse. And with the DWP's push for aggressive enforcement, there's little room for leniency. So, what can you do to protect yourself? First and foremost, be transparent. If you're receiving benefits and your savings are approaching or exceeding £6,000, report it immediately. Keep thorough records of your finances, including any changes like selling property or receiving financial gifts. Don't assume that small amounts won't matter, they do. The DWP's calculations are precise, and even a few pounds can make a difference in your monthly payments. If you think you're safe because you're under the £16,000 cap, think again. The £6,000 threshold is where deductions begin, and the new enforcement strategy means those reductions are more likely to be applied than ever before. This isn't just about catching fraudsters, it's about applying the rules across the board, and claimants who aren't prepared will feel the impact. The fraud, error, and debt bill is expected to pass later this year, solidifying the DWP's expanded powers. For claimants, this is a wake-up call. The government's focus on rooting out fraud and maximizing efficiency in the benefits system is coming at a cost, one that will be felt by anyone who doesn't stay on top of their finances. This isn't the time to be complacent. Review your savings, report any changes, and make sure you fully understand how the rules apply to your situation. This story is still developing, and more updates are expected as the legislation moves forward. For now, the best advice is to stay vigilant. The DWP's message is clear: they mean business, and they're not going to let anything slip through the cracks. If you're not prepared, you could find yourself facing deductions, repayments, or worse. Stay informed, stay compliant, and don't take any chances.